Cozy life sim RPGs have been having a moment lately, and not just thanks to Rune Factory. Another beloved series has made a major comeback, revisiting familiar mechanics and gameplay and enhancing them with new twists like flying furry companions, village building, and, once again, dueling dragons. After more than a decade, Fantasy Life is finally back, and it is here to steal both your heart and your time. Hey friends, welcome back to Cozy Cartridges. I'm Autumn, and today we're diving into Fantasy Life I, the Girl Who Steals Time, the spiritual sequel to the 3DS cult classic that's taken the cozy gaming community by storm. This one's been on my radar for a while. It was originally slated for release in 2023, but after multiple delays, a lot of us were bracing for the worst. Thankfully, Level 5 pulled through, and boy did they deliver. I've been playing on both Switch and PC, and I've got some thoughts for you on how it plays, how it feels, and which version might be right for you. I've also been bouncing between this and Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, which launched around the same time. So I'll be sharing how the two stack up if you're still trying to decide which cozy RPG to sink your time into first. You begin on a mysterious island after being tossed from your expedition ship by a shadowy dragon. From there, your job is to help restore a crumbling village and maybe unravel the truth of the past. Yes, this isn't just a rebuilding sim, because before long, you discover a magical relic that allows you to travel through time. You'll bounce between the island's ancient past and its present day form to unlock secrets, restore ruins, and shift the island's fate. It keeps the original Fantasy Life's lighthearted tone, but that time travel twist adds a welcome layer of intrigue and depth. Maybe even too much depth, because the scope of this game is enormous. It's like someone mashed together Rune Factory, Animal Crossing, and Stardew Valley, and then wrapped it all up in a vibrant, whimsical bow. And for those of you who played Fantasy Life on the 3DS, you'll feel right at home. At the heart of the gameplay are 14 lives, basically job classes, split into 3 main categories: combat, crafting, and gathering. You've got everything from blacksmith and hunter to magician, angler, and eventually even farmer and artist, which unlock as the journey unfolds. The best part? You're free to swap between them as you go, and the game actually encourages it. Crafting as a tailor can help you build better gear for your mercenary life. Gathering as a miner gives you the materials you need to progress as a carpenter. It's all interconnected and incredibly satisfying once it clicks. Combat plays a big role in some lives, like paladin, hunter, or magician, and while it's not super deep or flashy, it's engaging enough to give battles a little excitement. You'll dodge, block, and chain simple combos depending on your class. And if combat isn't usually your thing, don't worry. You can approach it at your own pace. You can't avoid it entirely, but you can cozy it up by focusing on support roles, crafting powerful gear, or letting combat lives take a back seat as you build up others. You can level up any life in any order and freely switch between them as you travel through different regions, whether it's the present day island, one of several villages in the past, or in the open world zone known as Ginormosia. And yes, it is ginormous. Thankfully, you can fast travel. On the back of your skeleton dragon, no less. There's a cozy rhythm to it all that's hard to resist. And if you liked Animal Crossing New Horizons, you'll love designing your village, customizing your home, keeping villagers happy, and yes, building with the help of a friendly robot named Hagram. Island building is one of the most charming new features in fantasy life. While you're mostly limited to customizing your base camp in the present day, you do get full control over how it's laid out, placing structures, managing resources, and designing the space to reflect your personal vibe. You can even terraform, which adds a fun layer of creativity to your cozy island setup. The time travel mechanic isn't just a narrative twist either. It plays directly into the gameplay. It lets you access new areas, uncover small mysteries, and shift the way you explore and interact with the world across different eras. Fantasy Life just looks absolutely phenomenal. The environments are colorful and detailed, and everything has this warm storybook aesthetic that really draws you in. Now it's worth noting, the extensive tutorials do slow the pacing a bit in the early hours. There's a lot to learn, and the game takes its time explaining it all. But once you're through that initial stretch, it really opens up, and from there, you're free to follow your curiosity, experiment with different lives, and explore to your heart's content. It's a satisfying and cozy gameplay loop. But of course, how it all feels can depend a lot on what platform you're playing on. So let's talk performance. Switch versus PC. On PC, you're getting the best visuals, lightning fast load times, and buttery smooth performance. It's definitely the ideal setup if you're gaming at a desk or capturing footage for content. But let me tell you, if you have a Switch 2, I would say these versions go toe to toe in terms of overall experience. It's a massive improvement over the original Switch in both stability and visual clarity. Hey, and credit where credit's due. Level 5 may have delayed this release, but it clearly paid off because even the Switch 1 version delivers a surprisingly cozy experience. At least in my playthrough, it felt stable and totally playable. By the way, if you had originally purchased the Switch 1 version and are now in possession of a Switch 2, you can upgrade the game for a grand total of $2.59. So if you love curling up with your cozy games on the couch or in bed, the Switch 2 or Switch 1 versions are fantastic options. If you're chasing the absolute best performance and visuals, PC takes the crown, but just barely. The best part of it all is that there's cross-save. So if you double dipped like I did, you can just link your Epic Games account and seamlessly switch back and forth. And with both Fantasy Life and Rune Factory launching right around the debut of the Switch 2, cozy gamers have been scrambling to keep up with both, myself included, and it's made for a really interesting comparison. Both games blend life sim and RPG elements, but they lean in different directions. Rune Factory focuses more on farming, relationships, and structured story arcs, while Fantasy Life embraces freedom and flexibility. In Rune Factory, progression is driven by a more linear narrative. In contrast, Fantasy Life gives you the space to explore at your own pace. It's not quite open world, but it's definitely closer, letting you wander, take on side quests, level up multiple classes, and just exist in the world. That freedom means each player's experience can feel more personal, depending on which lives you pick first and what you choose to prioritize. Sure, some story events are gated behind certain life progressions, and a few quests are tied to specific skills, but overall, it feels surprisingly tailored to how you want to play. When it comes to atmosphere, graphics, and tone, each game brings something different to the table. Both look beautiful and are packed with charm, but Fantasy Life has a more whimsical, childlike feel, partly thanks to its chibi-like characters and the occasional, very random song and dance number. Rune Factory, on the other hand, feels more mature, especially with its dating mechanics, if that's something you're into. I mean, where else did I get my completely unrealistic expectations of love and romance from? I will definitely be finishing both games soon, on the Nintendo Switch 2, by the way, but I'll be prioritizing Rune Factory. Did I mention that I was a diehard Rune Factory fan? But if you want a more relaxed, expansive world where you can build your own rhythm, Fantasy Life might be more your speed. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this first impressions look at Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. I'll be back soon with a full review once I've had time to dive deeper into the game. If you liked this video, give it a like, maybe subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment. Rune Factory or Fantasy Life? Or have they both captivated your heart and stolen your time? Until next time, stay cozy.